else feel like that was uncalled for? Hello and welcome back to Apocalypse Talk. This is getting to know the cars of the long drive. And today, when I opened this game up, what I found was this. One of the sportier cars in the game. It is a Dacia 1300. This one, very probably, is, here, let's get a look at it. See these square headlights, but chrome bumpers? This is very probably about like an early 70s, 1973-ish Dacia 1300 Berlina. See how studied up I've gotten on these things now? All right, so to tell the story of the car in the long drive that has a lip spoiler on the back. What? So sporty. Oh my gosh, the sportiest looking of all these Eastern Bloc cars. We need to go back to Romania in 1969. Okay. What was going on was that Romania wanted to reduce its, and Romania was one of the Warsaw Pact countries. It wanted to reduce its dependency on foreign imports, right? That's better. And it also wanted to forge a stronger relationship with Western Europe for trade, which it especially had its sights set on France. Hang on, I don't think we're quite shiny, right? So, when it wanted a state car, it took bids from all kinds of different companies, Fiat, Peugeot, all kinds of folks. But the car that won the bid was the Renault 12. Okay, so this is essentially a Romanian produced. I don't know why my camera's flickering. This is essentially a Romanian produced Peugeot. No, Renault. There we go. So the Renault 12, which in Renault's hands was actually, kind of a sporty. It had rally car variants, all kinds of stuff. It was kind of a sporty car. This lip spoiler here is, I think, inspired by the look that a lot of the Renaults would have worn at the time. This one, we have lucked out. We have the absolute sportiest version. It's even got the fog lights on the bumper here. So, yay us, right? What else can we shine up here? Up this rearview mirror. You know it. There we go. Still don't get why that camera's flickering. Sorry. Technical difficulties, I guess. But if you can handle... Oh, did I just use up this brush on a mirror when this door needed it this bad? Oof. Yeah, that door's looking rough. Okay. I know where we can get another one. All we have to do is climb this shelf. Okay. I'm going to show you something about the long drive now. Okay? Something annoying about the long drive, if you ask me, but okay. Sometimes we need a feather duster to get to things that are stuck in the cobwebs. All right, so what happened was that when Renault won the bid, to provide cars, go away, cobwebs. Hello? There we go. But since we're up here, oops, looks like I dropped that plank down on my car. Oopsies. Since we're up here, let's grab this sponge, huh? Let's shine this baby up. Look, it's yellow. I mean, I don't know, Romania. It's awfully decadent, an awfully decadent color yellow. What are we, some kind of flashy Western capitalist organization here? Let's use up this sponge, eh? There we go. I'm going to make this thing as shiny as I can for us. I am. Scrub-a-dub-dub. Get some color back in these doors, huh? Yeah. Now we can fiddle around with the mirror. That's fine now. Gotta tell you though, this thing will be a looker by the standards of the long drive by the time we're done. Well, that was 2 wire brushes and that was all we had. So let's just hope it was enough, huh? Shine it up. Yes, sir. Oof, I say we go for these doors first. We're going to be looking at them the most, so. Let me through. This gangplank on top of the car was a mistake. That was a mistake. All right, does it have enough in it? Oh, look, we could get one more thing shined up. We think the back door or the trunk? I'm going for the other back door. It needs it the worst. There we go. That's all she had. Okay. So back to the story of the Dacia, huh? This is a decent tire. La-dee-da. Let's put it on a better rim, huh? So, what Romania wanted was a car big enough for a family. It had, so it selected the, at that time, mid-size Dacia. And it wanted something with no more than a 1.3 liter engine, which is what the Dacia 1300 delivered on. This is a terrible tire, so we are going to just get rid of it. We're going to pick up one of these better but not great tires that we have available. Now, I don't think these are actually hubcaps. Wait. Stop. Nope. Okay. What did I do? I knocked these lights off? Aww. What have I done? Okay, that just straight up makes me sad. How did I... Were those just sitting on there? What a tease. They look cool. Can I not place them on the hood? All right, let's take a look at our 1.3. So, this engine is a single overhead cam, 8 valve, in other words, 2 per cylinder, inline 4 cylinder. I know it doesn't look like it. It looks kind of big, to be honest, but that's what it is. It had a chain-driven camshaft, and it made something like, I want to say the rating was around 54 horsepower. In this game, it's one of the faster cars. And I know that's sad, but it's true. We need some oil. We need some water. So, let's fill this guy up, huh? The other thing it has is the biggest fuel tank in the game. I want to say these guys are packing a 50-liter fuel tank. They also happen to be the least fuel efficient car in the game. The fuel tank is back here. Yeah, there it is. 50 liters. We don't have a lot though, do we? Oh, come on. Come out of here. Want this tire, huh? Mm-hmm. I think that's a... I think this is a little bit of a crummy tire here. Let's check. Yep, sure is. Much better. Much better. Okay. I know I'm being slow. My bad. Those might be handy later. You know, I really do wish those fog lights had actually been mounted on there, because how sporty was that? It was a very sporty look, I thought. You know? Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about the Dacia. The thing about the Dacia is it had a... That's a mistake. It had a 35-year production run. It was contracted for in kit form in 1969, and it didn't stop production until 2004. Now, the Romanian government had in mind a number of replacements over the years, but like a lot of Eastern Bloc countries, those replacements ended up getting sidelined because it was just, considered too expensive, and it was deemed that people could get by with the older models, which is what they, it is what they ended up doing. Um, but when a car sticks around for 35 years, a lot of things change. For example, when it was first contracted for, it was considered a mid-size sedan, and by the end of its run, it was considered a compact. And yes, I am taking this Christmas tree air freshener, or pine tree air freshener. Yeah, you heard me. Okay, let's see. Hey. Okay, good. I'm going to point something new out to you here in a minute. But, no. No. I don't understand what it's... Oh, yeah. Okay. There we go. Check this out. See the gear shifter? That is I think it's Spike Mission transmission. It's a spike shaped gear shifter. It's got like a spike on it. I mean, talk about the most Mad Max Q we get in one of these starter cars. The spike, like some kind of biker thing, right? All right, this thing's about ready to go, but we're gonna take a rest. We're gonna wait for the daylight. We're gonna drive our Dacia. Now, there were different, Dacia variants over the years. Look at the gauge cluster. It's a nice bunch of gauges in this thing. A like fairly modernish looking and attractive interior by the standards of these cars. Right? Adjust our mirrors, huh? I mean, safety first. Right? Safety first. Okay. This plank's just gonna have to stay in the garage. Woo! So we've got a bit of a berm up to the road here. Okay. Right. Anyone else feel like that was uncalled for? Looks like it's all in one piece though. Not sure what that was about. Okay. Let's take this beast for a spin. You know, maybe I jammed some stuff in the trunk too hard or something. I don't know. Looks good with that little lip spoiler on it, huh? Oh, I'm missing a hubcap now. Oh, watch out. So, as you can see, we're driving a much faster car than, say, the Trabant. The Dacia can cruise at about 150 kilometers an hour. That is scootin' in this game. Not only does it look a little bit sporty, but at least by the standards of the long drive, it is a little bit sporty. Look at us go, huh? Honestly, I'm a little nervous to be... I feel like this is uncalled for. I feel like this is unfair. Why, game? Why? What? You know what? We are gonna get to the bottom of this. Is it one of you guys? Shouldn't be. The trunks are really big in these things. You can get an oil drum in the back of these trunks. It's impressive. And that should be useful. But oops. I'm guessing the game's glitching because of what I've got in it. Usually the glitches happen if you've stowed something wrong. But oh well. So, Dacia. So what happened over the 35-year run? Well, a bunch of things. Of course, it got a bunch of facelifts. You know, when it started production, it was really a fairly modern and advanced car. And by the standards of other, like, Eastern Bloc cars, wow, it was really pretty quality. Now, I think it was in, what year was it? I think, was it 19... Oh no, I'm gonna get my facts wrong. I think it was sometime in either 79 or 89, which is 10 years apart. I'm sorry, I need to look this up. But at one point, the kits from Renault stopped coming. And after that point, the quality of the Dacia, like build quality of the Dacia, dropped off some, apparently. But over its many years, it did become like more fuel efficient and that kind of thing. More powerful, more fuel efficient. It gained, I think, in 1992, it gained fuel injection and a catalytic converter so that it could comply with UA2 emission standards. Because this car did get exported on occasion. And it's a little fast, like almost disorientingly fast. So so it's hard to talk and drive at the same time. It know what? You're gonna find out. Oh, that's not good. When an item in this game disappears from where it used to be and you don't know why or where it went, there's a good chance it somehow glitched into your car and is going to continue causing you trouble. I was planning on just throwing them out on the street behind me, but I'm just saying, screw it, I don't need them, but we'll see. We're going to drive on the outside of the car for a little bit. It may or may not help. We'll see. Oh, there those are, laying on the ground. Well, good. And a hubcap. Perfect. If they fell all the way out of the car, maybe the car will stop glitching out of them. Okay, so, yeah, over the years, I'm missing mirrors and everything. It got facelifts. It became the Dacia 1310. There were different engine variants out there. They mostly hovered around the 1.3 liter mark, though. The Dacia 1310 got an upgraded engine, though, that did make more horsepower. Instead of 53, I think the next power variant went up in like the late 70s to something like 62 or something. It like gained like maybe 10 horsepower, but it was roughly the same displacement size. And so here we have a car that stayed in production mostly unchanged, really, mechanically and in all other ways mostly unchanged, from 1969 until 2004. Pretty wild, right? And they were very popular. In fact, the Dacia Nova was its replacement, right? And they started designing the Dacia Nova in the 80s, I think. But it kept getting delayed on its release. By the time they did release it, watch out for trees. By the time they did release it, it was obsolete. And it didn't actually replace the Dacia 1300 or 1310, whatever they were calling it at the time, because of price point. The Dacia 1300 was still such a cheap car. It was something like 4,500 euros. Even towards the end of its production run, the sales on this car stayed pretty strong because it was cheap. Cheap wheels. So it was now a compact. So it continued to fill a spot in the Dacia line, well beyond when any other car that debuted in 1969 would have had a place in a Western manufacturer's lineup. But it remains, I think, kind of a testament to just how... Oh, whoa. I started going backwards. Oops. Yep. When I saw the dead rabbit, I knew it. I really should have been looking. We try to keep the power line poles on the right-hand side of the road. But notice no glitches, no crashes, right? I think the Dacia 1300 is a testament to the way that a car, if it's built, if it's fairly well engineered at its inception, if most things about the car tend to make sense, then a car can remain really pretty serviceable for a very long time. And these Dacias were known for they were popular because they were easy to service, they were inexpensive. When they first debuted, they really had very competitive technology. But even later down the road, they were really kind of an inexpensive set of wheels for people. So they remained a very popular second-hand car as well. And in this game, in the long drive, one of the absolute flashiest cars you can pick up is this bad boy. We're going to risk a little something here. Front view, See? Look at her go. Looks downright sporty by the standards of the cars in this game, which tend to be very antiquated looking or very, very boxy looking or both, right? And then now there was a liftback version that eventually came out. There was a sedan version, of course, like the one we're driving. There was a liftback being like a hatchback. There was a wagon version, naturally. There was a deluxe version, which Dacia considered to be an entirely different car, but of course it wasn't. And then it was just a trim level. Um, and there was, interestingly, a coupe with so a two door with a lowered roof. Dacia even like made the roof line a little more. Ooh, missed that rock barely. A little more swept back, so the coupe looked a little sportier. Hey, look, we came upon a new structure. Starting to wonder if we were ever going to run into one. Now, most of the Dacias wouldn't have had this sporty little rear lip spoiler, but some of them would have had fog lights, like I thought this one had when I spotted it. I was thinking, hey, look, it's a 73 Berlina. I could have been wrong. Right? All right, so in this game, you can take all three of these gauge clusters out and plug them into whichever spot you want. One other interesting and kind of unique feature of the Dacias is that they are the same car, but there are a few different looks. There's a grille version with 4 round headlights instead of these 2 square ones. All these grills can be pulled out and mounted like bumpers on other cars, and when you turn the headlights on, they will still work. So I could stick this to the front of a whole nother car. When I flip my headlights on, the headlights in this grill would work, and the car's own headlights in its grill would work, which is kind of an interesting thing. These also come with a couple different bumpers. These are the chrome bumpers, but you'll sometimes find big, black plastic bumpers too. And one of the weird things is that that's a kind of a nice looking Ibata. One of the weird things is that it's actually some of the earlier Dacias that have these square headlights, and you'd think that'd be one of the late ones, but it's the 4 round headlights that was a later grill, I guess. Who knew, right? Ooh, shiny. I think we gotta have this rim, don't we? Mm-hmm. Okay. So that's the Dacia. If you get a hold of one in this game, it's fun. It's fun. They've got a big fuel tank, which they drain faster than any other car, but actually, the game gives you a break because the actual Dacia wasn't a very fuel efficient car. It got something like 7.6, or like it could do 100 kilometers on about 7.6 liters. In the game, it drains the tank at about 0.6 liters for 100 kilometers. So it's a particularly fuel efficient Dacia in the game. It's still the biggest gas guzzler though of the cars in the game. We're not talking vehicles, because that would probably have to go to the bus. Anything diesel in this game is big and gobbles a lot. Okay. Well, thanks for sticking around with me. Let's see. Thanks for getting to know the Dacia a little bit. Right? She's good looking. Huh? And have fun playing the long drive. If you get a Dacia, you got a pretty good rig. They handle pretty good. They go pretty fast. They've got a big gas tank. And they're kind of sexy looking. They got that little, some of them, even in the games, only some of them have this shifter knob. So we lucked out today. Huh? We got a collector here. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you next time on Getting to Know the Cars of the Long Drive, when I'm going to take on the Vaz 2105, the ultimate upgrade of the Lada. See you then.